Good afternoon. Today's lesson in RE is going to be about the third Sunday in Advent, and that has to do with this good news, December 13th. So make sure you have this good news for today, and you are going to read this story. And then you are going to read this part, and then you're going to do the little activity on the back. But first of all, we're going to talk a little bit more about Advent and what it means. So when I think about Advent, we are talking about preparing for the birth of Jesus. And we are getting excited because it's close to Christmas, and that's just always a fun part of the year. But what is Christmas really about? It's not exactly about getting presents, and it's not about Santa, and it's not about all of that. It's about giving to other people, and most importantly, Jesus' birthday. You know, that December is our time to be looking forward to that. So we have something that's called an Advent wreath, and that has 4 different candles on it, and there are usually 3 purple and 1 pink. Now, the week we're in is the pink candle, and that is about joy, and thinking about the joy we have with Jesus' soon-to-be arrival. So I'm going to read this little section to you, and I just want you to listen to it. He has sent me to bring glad tidings to the poor, to heal the brokenhearted. That's Isaiah 61, verse 1. So we are in the 3rd Sunday of Advent. It's the 3rd Sunday of Advent, and you can see we have 3 candles lit on this wreath. And so we have 2 purple ones lit, and we have the 1 pink one lit, which means we have 1 purple one left, which will be next week that we're gonna light that. But it's the 3rd Sunday in Advent. These candles burn brightly on the Advent wreath, reminding us to keep getting ready. Have you chosen something special to do to prepare yourself for Jesus coming? Think of something that Jesus would like. Maybe you could forgive someone who's hurt you, or cheer someone up who's sad or lonely. Maybe you can help out at home without being asked. What will you do? Because I love you, Jesus, today I will. So, because it's asking us what is something we could do in preparation, and what would Jesus like, I'm going to share a little video with you that talks about what would Jesus like? What is something we could do that Jesus likes? And it would be a great gift to Jesus, and being Christmas is his birthday, maybe this is something you could do as your gift to Jesus for his birthday. So here's our video.
I come from a family of 7 children. My father was a physician, and often he'd come home late. He would have an emergency or in traffic. And what my mom would do is she would sit us around the table and she would say, when my dad came home later, sometimes 2 hours, we would all sit around the table with him. Why? Because he wanted to be with us. He loved them. If I was missing, there were 6 out of 7, what would happen? I'd be invited by my dad to be at the table. Why? Because he loves me and he loves to be with me. Mass is kind of like that. Every Sunday, the Father is inviting all of his beloved sons and daughters around the table, which we call an altar. Why? Because he loves them and he wants to be with us. He loves to feed us with his ritual. He loves to feed us with his word. He loves it when we come to him. And we ask very little, just 1 hour a week, and to pray for the needs of the world. If you've been away from Mass for a while, I invite you to come back and listen to that invitation of the Father. You can find a Christmas Mass near you or find the perfect gift that is.
So in that video, we saw that a perfect gift would just be to go to Mass, or in a reading to forgive somebody who has hurt us, or to maybe give to the poor, or just to spend an hour in prayer. There's so many ways you can just give to Jesus and be joyous for his coming. And of course, I always enjoy going to Mass or to church of any kind, and I just enjoy getting to hear the message for the day, getting to spend a couple minutes in prayer, getting to have your church family there. And that always just makes me happy when you see somebody you know and you take a minute to talk with them before or after, and that time just always makes me joyous. And especially around Christmas, when you see all the wonderful, beautiful decorations, and you can see the Advent wreath getting lit as you get closer to Jesus' birthday, and just everything that goes on, the Christmas music. It's just so much better when you think about it in such joyous ways, such as our pink candle on our wreath. A little verse I'd like to share with you is Luke chapter 2, verses 10 through 11. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah of the Lord." So even in the Bible, it's talking about great joy, what great joy the Lord is bringing, and just how wonderful all of that is. So today, as you read this story, Waiting for a Surprise, I want you to be thinking about the Advent calendar. The whole month of December, we're waiting for the arrival of Jesus. And so part of that waiting is we have to light each candle as the weeks go by. So we're waiting so patiently, but so joyously, so peacefully, so grace, just so many reasons why we're waiting. And each candle has its own meaning. So if you didn't know this already, the first week, the purple candle is hope. The second week is faith. That's the other purple candle. This week is the pink candle for joy, and then the last candle, week 4, would be peace. So those are 4 great reasons why we're waiting. But these kids here in the story have another reason to wait. And they're obviously surprised when they get their surprise, but then also makes you need patience to wait for that surprise. So they talk about being bummed out that their package didn't come right away. It didn't come right away. What was in the package? It's still not here yet. Well, we have to wait for Jesus, in that month of December, we have to wait for Christmas. We have to. And although we're so excited for it to come, just like they're so excited for that package, we still have to wait. And just lighting candles is something fun and a good way to think about what can we do for Jesus in this time that we're waiting. So you're going to read that story, and then when you get to the bottom here, Jesus is the Messiah, it's going to have you open up to page 30 and 47 in that Good News Handbook. So make sure you do that as well. And then this is called Forgiveness Stories. So what you can do is cut out the blocks that spell forgive, and you and either somebody at home with you or by yourself will need 2 sets of forgive blocks and 1 copy of Good News to take turns reading a problem and telling what a child should do. Your advice includes forgiving, picking up the letter block you see in the story problem, turn it over and cover that problem. When you have found 8 ways to forgive, you will see 2 happy children. So you're going to cut these out, and then you read these, you're going to figure out what the kids should do, and then you're going to take this and you're going to cover it up. And then it should come up with picture for you. I really like this because it's hard to forgive people sometimes. And so it's a nice little fun way to think about how can we forgive people in this Advent season. On that note, I would like you to also make a short list of wonderful ways that you can give to Jesus in this time. Make a list of 10 things that you could do that were those Advent ideas. So you could do something that's giving hope for other people through week 1, giving faith or seeing your own faith in week 2, or giving joy like this week in week 3, or being peaceful like in week 4. So just brainstorm 10 things that have to do with anything on the Advent calendar there. And you're just going to be thinking about how can you bring those into your life and how can you bring those into other people's life. And you could still use the ideas we learned today, going to Mass, having some moments of prayer, reading the Bible, and helping somebody in some way. That's all for this week. You have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas break. And a Merry Christmas as well.